You're listening to the Millennial Minute Podcast, giving this generation what they want to hear.
What is up, guys? You are now listening to a brand spanking new episode of the Millennial Minute, coming to you via Zoom, safe as hell. Let's go around and let's introduce everybody that's here. We got a full house today.
Hey,
we got our boy Speaks.
hey, what's good, homies? How you doing?
We got our girl T
Hello.
doing the robot dance.
Doing the robot.
We got our boy out there in DC doing the Lord's work. DC Chibs, Daddy Chibs.
What's good?
And we got our other boy who turned the state of Arizona from red to blue. That single-handedly turned it Democratic. Shout out to Alif Alam. Say what's up to the people.
Pumped a whole bunch of fake votes in, man. So,
Wow. Oh no, we're not
The
doing
voter fraud was Alif's fault.
Best
Someone
guy
called
watching.
Called Trump. You heard it here first. You heard it on the Millennial Minute. Alif was the cause of voter fraud in Arizona.
I did say I did it. I didn't do it.
Hey, now you're on the line.
Hey man, you know.
I'm sorry, story on the record. So there it is.
It's on the official Millennial Minute podcast record.
Forever.
But before we get into our juicy topic for today, let's pay some bills by shouting out our boys over at Productive Culture. If you're looking for production, mixing, sound design, or looking to start your own podcast, Productive Culture is where you need to go. They've hooked us up and helped us take our podcast to a whole nother level, and they can do the same for you. If you've been thinking about starting your rap career or just a podcast, just ranting, talking, whatever, it's time to start thinking about it and just do it. Hit up Productive Culture at productiveculture.com/podcast, and you can find them on Instagram at Productive Culture. So shout out to Productive Culture. We love y'all.
Shut up, Productive.
We also got to give a huge...
Speaks is slacking.
Yeah, come on, Speaks. Get your head in the game.
He's at church. Now he's at NASCAR.
Yeah. We also got to give a shout out to our boys over at 3-Bit Games. So for everyone who's into video games and comic books, 3-Bit Games is a spot y'all need to hit up ASAP. They buy, they sell, and they trade all games, consoles, Funko Pops, comic figures, trading cards. So it's really just a one-stop shop for all your gaming and collecting needs. They are reopened and ready for business at 1600 East Holt Avenue, Space K24 in Pomona, California.
Hey.
Make sure you guys are wearing your masks when you're in the stores. Protect the employees, protect these businesses. And you can also find them at Instagram at 3-Bit Games. That's the number 3-Bit Games. So
Yes,
shout out to 3-Bit. Shout out to Productive. We appreciate y'all. The Millennial Minute loves you. Whew. Now,
Support small and black businesses as always.
as always, we throw in heavy support. Now, let's get into our topic for today. We're going to be talking about love languages. We're going to be talking about some of our favorite love languages, things that, we like in relationships that make us feel nice, warm and fuzzy inside, and mixed warm and fuzzy. And we're going to kind of go through and go person by person and discuss them. But before we get into that, just for all of those who are listening, if you don't know the 5 love languages, they are words of affirmation, physical touch, receiving gifts, quality time, and acts of service. So we'll go a little bit into detail after our minute. So T, take us away. We're going to go with our favorites.
Yeah. Or our own or our favorites?
Well, I mean, like our own personal favorites.
Okay. So we've got.
Shouldn't your own be your favorite? Than how? But okay.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Is it? Okay. Yeah. You're right. I'm thinking too hard. So we got 1 minute. We'll go Speaks, Chibs, Rod, Alif, and then me. Ready? Go.
So my first one is probably gonna have to be quality time.
Hey.
Interesting.
I'll say my first and last. So my first one is quality time as well, but my bottom is actually words of affirmation.
Okay. Wait, was it me or Leaf? I'll just go and then Leaf
You
will
just go, yeah.
Okay. For me, I would say physical touch, wink, wink, and also words of affirmation.
Alif, go.
Oh, yeah. For me, I got 3. It'd be quality
3.
time, act of service, and words of affirmation. The other 2 don't matter.
Jesus.
Go.
Right. Cool. I've got words of affirmation and physical touch. We still got 10 seconds.
Hey, does anyone want to add before?
Dude, everybody likes to get touched. What's wrong with
No,
you?
not
I'm
not.
kidding, I'm kidding.
I think
Yeah.
touch is also important too for me.
Touching is the most important
You guys want to
out
hold
of
hands?
all of them.
Okay, that's
You wanna
time.
hold hands?
Hey.
Happening.
Okay, so now that we kind of went through our favorite love languages, things that we love in these relationships, let's kind of go into just a little bit of depth really, really quick before we go into our topic. So, words of affirmation, they say ways to communicate are to encourage, appreciate, empathize, and listen actively. Physical touch is any non-verbal use of body language, so just any type of touching, hugs, kisses, receiving gifts. So thoughtfulness counts. Making your spouse a priority and speaking purposefully is a big one. Quality time is anything that's uninterrupted. So spending time with your significant other, staying off the phone, staying off the internet, and acts of service. For those who don't know, because I didn't even know, is saying phrases like "I'll help." So they want to know that you're with them and that you're partnering with them to get things done. So I feel like we can start off with who should we start off with here? Let's start off with Chibs. What are your
Hey,
favorites and why and how you communicate those in your relationship?
Cool. I guess I'll just do the order of my love languages. So first, number one is quality time. Number two, physical touch. Number three, acts of service. Number four, receiving gifts. Actually, no, words. I mixed it up. Words of affirmations. Actually, number four, and then number five is receiving gifts.
Wait, you ranked yours?
I've done this before, so I had like a little like list. And I think I
I
just
didn't
remember
rank
them.
mine. Whoopsie.
So
No.
so yeah, no. There's like if you look online, there's like a bunch of little surveys you can do, and it'll rank
Yeah.
it online for you. And I've seen this. I just remember my rankings.
powerful.
Interesting.
Yeah. So if all y'all want to know your love languages, there's plenty of little like generators online that you can look up to know if you don't know already, if you can't guess for yourself to like look it up yourself. But like I said, number one for me was quality time. And basically the top thing for me is just like I like to be there. I'm not, and it was coincides with kind of like my bottom one, this is words of affirmation, because I'm not like a great, I don't know, communicator. And that is like one of my weaknesses, pretty sharing my vulnerabilities out there for the world right now. Mm-hmm. But kind of to make up for it, I like to be there. Like I prefer to be there present with the person, and so quality time for me is like a big deal. Just want to, whenever I'm there with someone, I want to make sure I maximize that time, like however I can.
Mm-hmm.
And it just really sucks that and I have been told that like I can improve my words of affirmation, but like I don't.
Is that a guy thing? I don't understand. I
I
feel
don't
like
think so because everyone else that seems to be the like number twos. So
I think just because it's your love language doesn't mean that you're the best at it too, though.
Explain, T.
So like someone might really want physical touch, but actually no, I guess that doesn't make sense. But I'm just saying, even if you were, I feel like this might only apply to the words of affirmation one. Like if you want someone to compliment you, but maybe you don't know how to communicate. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So you like things that are being showered to you, but
you
you
don't
might
maybe
not reciprocate
good.
that just because you're good at getting it.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. But I guess physical touch is a little bit different because I feel like it's something that it's physical. I don't know. Like you have to, if you give it, you're receiving it too.
It's physical.
Yeah, but there are some people that are really bad at physical touch. I'm not calling anyone out specifically, but just to say that they may like that physical touch, but they
What
may
did you
be
just
poor
say?
at. Wait, what?
Alif was like, "Hey,
Hey,
you were calling Alif out."
no. Yeah,
Alif
so when
is
Alif
insulted.
Yeah, when Alif and I were dating, he was poor. He was just terrible with physical touch.
Oh,
Sorry.
Aww.
Cute. I thought you two were gonna make it. I really did.
And you know what? Everything happens for a reason. I'm with Estelle now. We're in a much better place.
Hey,
Yeah. Love languages weren't just matching up,
They weren't. So, Chibs, when you're in a situation, when you're on a date, and you may feel like your date is not present in that moment, since that's so important to you, how do you bring that up? How do you communicate with them? Let's say, hey, like, do you say, get off your phone now? And do you get mad, or do you kind of like slowly, softly, like talk to them?
I mean, like I said before, could be just, communication is something I can always need improvement with. So, in like, that was a very pointed question and scenario. But yeah, I was like, wasn't ready for that one. But
Keep you on your
I guess in
toes.
times like that, I really just try to be the one to like re-engage.
Okay.
You know, because it is important for them to be present, and if they're not like in the moment with me, I feel like when I'm like, what am I doing there? I feel like I'm just wasting my time. If like, you know, like I don't mind like being next to the person and not talking though if we're both present in the moment, but at the same time they're like distracted on their phones or just like they're obviously like not, you know, we're not on the same page
They're
at
not
the moment.
engaged. Yeah.
Exactly.
T,
That's
you
what
want to
I'm-
add?
I just want to point something out. I feel like maybe certain love languages are kind of hard to tell someone on the first couple dates. I don't know. I don't know if that's just me, but if I'm just starting to get to know someone, I don't automatically be like, hey, this is my love language. Like, I feel
It's like, whoa, needy.
yeah.
Needy,
I don't
T,
know
relax.
if that's just like a me thing or if anyone else feels that way.
So it's kind of a thing where it's like, let's say you're already in a relationship, because I think that when you're dating, those love languages kind of aren't there, but you kind of look at them as turnoff. So if you're on a date and you see someone's always on their phone and your way to communicate is just through like personal quality time, you're probably thinking in your head, you know what? I'm probably not going to like make it with this person.
Yeah.
You know, if there are other qualities that are kind of like, you know, whatever.
Lacking or something like that.
Exactly. But I wanted to talk to just kind of jump to Speaks on this one. Tell us a little bit about your love languages and how you communicate in your relationship when you feel like maybe one isn't being met. Or maybe when she feels like, hey, you're not meeting my expectations, Speaks.
Okay.
Oh, just real quick, list off
Yeah.
yours.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, okay, I guess I can go in order, I guess. So mine's top would definitely be would be quality time. After that would be physical touch. And then the next one would probably be acts of service. And then words of affirmation, receiving gifts.
That's like that was literally the exact same as mine.
Yeah. So, because like I'm not really big on like receiving gifts. I don't really care too much about that at the end of the day.
Okay, not material. We love
Yeah,
it.
no. It's more about like how the person treats me, how I'm like, you know, how they show that they care. So for quality time for me, that's like the most important. It's funny because like I don't really care what we do, as long as they're just there. Like they can be over there in the same room doing whatever it is whatever the fuck they feel like doing, you know? But as long as we're just like together. So to me, like even if they're on their phone, but I guess it's like also hard for me to say too, because like if we're in a relationship, you know, like we've been together for like a little bit of time, I don't really care what they do as long as they're just near me.
You just enjoyed them being there.
Yeah, I just enjoy the company, you know, like
The presence.
yeah, exactly. So like it doesn't really matter to me. Like I know like a big thing with quality time, especially like in my thing is like, and I have to try to find a balance with it, is my phone. I am on my phone a lot, whether it be being in group chats, whether it be what's it called?
We know.
Yeah, memes or Twitter or checking something or emailing or doing something up like looking for job or sending out applications or doing something in my Discord server or something like that. Just I'm always on my phone, and I am trying my best to be smarter about that. You know, like I feel like I'm not on my phone a lot, but then I am on my phone a lot, but then I'm not really on my phone. So
Which one is it?
I don't know. I think it's like I think
Give us an answer.
I think it's like I think I'm in between, but I know that like in my past relationships, they've called me out for being on my phone too much.
In your current relationship, are they calling you out for any of these things? Have you been more active to say, hey, have you learned from your past mistakes?
I have learned from my past mistakes. I am trying my best to be better.
He's perfect now.
I'm not perfect by any means. Like I
Perfect.
still am finding a balance, you know. So
Okay.
it's a work in progress. I understand what I do need to work on. I am trying my best to work on it as much as I can. So yeah, and then
Okay.
yeah.
I got a question for you guys.
You wanted to add something?
Oh, I just want to say that's a good example of just because it's your love language doesn't mean you're the best at it. Like he likes quality time, but he finds himself on the phone a lot.
Yeah, yeah. So in a case like that, T, would you say that that's maybe a little selfish, or would you say that that's just a spot where people need to improve on? Not specifically calling out anybody.
I think it's just learning, and just realizing, okay, this is my love language, so I have to make sure that I'm able to reciprocate that to my partner.
Okay. I like that. So let's jump into T then. List your love languages in order. And since you're kind of back in the dating scene, like for the listeners that are single, let us know like when
Slide in the DMs.
Slide in them DMs ASAP. But
I've given up all hope. Like we've tried doing the raffle.
No one donated. Nobody wanted to date with T. You're undateable.
Anyways,
okay. So
something that I found interesting was I feel like my love language has changed.
Ooh.
I feel like in the past I really enjoyed, I'm looking at the list right now. So I feel like in the past I enjoyed quality time and physical touch. But I feel like now a big one for me has been words of affirmation. So my list now goes physical touch, words of affirmation, quality time, acts of service, and then receiving gifts. I feel like just receiving gifts. I've also read that your love language is something that your parents didn't give you as a child.
Oh.
So
fuck.
Yeah.
So we know that Speaks and Chibs had literally no quality time with their parents.
Yeah.
My life was basically Harry Potter. I was just under the closet. Like
honestly, what the heck?
Right? Isn't that crazy?
We're uncovering the trauma.
I'm trying to think about it right now, and like honestly, maybe.
Yeah.
So wait, T, you're saying that a person's love language is what
you didn't receive as a child.
So for those of you who like physical touch, did your parents not touch you enough?
Oh my god!
I mean, the way that you said it was kind of like relaxed.
You could have said your parents didn't hug you enough.
Yeah, that's what you said that.
Yeah, you just wanted to say touch, all right?
Yeah,
you wanted to be a little.
You're disgusting, all right?
You're gross, bro. Relax.
You're disgusting.
Time out.
Whoa.
Jeffrey Epstein has entered the chat with right now. Relax.
It's not even like that.
I didn't see it like that until like.
Okay. Should I turn off the LEDs?
Yeah, keep the LEDs. Words you're taking my phrase out of context.
You know what? Okay, T, continue.
Anyways, what was I saying?
So you were just saying. So you had kind of jumped because you didn't really, or you kind of partially answered the question. So my second question to you, since you're currently not in a relationship and you're single, when is it the right time to bring up your love languages to someone that you're currently dating? And if you're not seeing those love languages displayed early on in the stages of dating, is that like a red flag, or should you wait it out?
Yeah, this is where it's interesting. I feel like starting off dating, I'm very like, I don't want to tell someone my love language. I just feel like you have to reach that level where you're able to talk about relationship stuff. And I think it's different for everybody depending on where you are. So I don't know. I would just say wait until the relationship conversation is there.
So it's like, what are we? Then it's like, now that we bring it up, these are my love languages.
Yeah, I think that's a best
like a little folder. Like, oh yes, let's.
Let me.
Well, I mean, if you're gonna start committing to that person, I think that it's important to talk about what you expect in a relationship and what you like to receive, and yeah, it only makes sense.
I got a question for you guys. So,
oh shit, here comes the leaf.
Oh shit.
We need like an Leaf sound alarm when he's about to ask a question.
Oh my god!
That would be dope.
It's the purge siren.
It's like it has like the little like sports center. Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah.
Little cut. It's like
Yeah, the whole
way
intro.
The listeners are prepared for Alif's question. We have to give him like a 5-minute intro.
Or we can give him like the Amber Alert, where it's like the like.
The Amber Alert.
Okay,
Not
so
the Amber Alert.
Alif Amber Alert alarm.
That was a good one.
Okay, go for it.
All right, you still there, Alif?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right.
Roasted to oblivion.
I thought
Okay,
you were
so
too burnt from the roast session.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay.
Okay,
What were we talking about?
continue. Apologies.
Apologies, King.
So my question is, so do you guys feel like love languages are like kind of looked at to similar as horoscopes in a way, and like
No,
What?
absolutely not.
I want to finish the thought, Leaf.
Yeah.
and like people kind of when it comes to dating, they're like, oh, like so and so doesn't match with my love language, so we're incompatible, and therefore we're incompatible. They use like the love language as the determining factor of whether or not they're gonna pursue this an opportunity with somebody. Like, I know some people do that, and do y'all think that's like a valid approach?
Ooh, T
Or
hand
is it-
raised.
I
T,
think
go
that-
for it.
What?
No, go for
or-
it, T. Oh,
Oh.
sorry.
I think that that's kind of a selfish approach. Like, I'm not going to date this person because their love language isn't the same as mine. I don't think it's a compatibility thing. I think it's the willingness to understand your partner and be able to do those services for them or do those actions for
Ooh,
them.
go off, Queen.
Go off.
Drop it. Drop
I'm going
the
to start a
knowledge.
relationship podcast.
We are.
We're just gonna
literally a
turn this into a relationship podcast to get T a man because
Oh my
he's the
God.
only single
Oh my God, leave me
of the
alone. I'm
podcast
fine.
right now. So if you're
Millennial-
listening to this, if you're a single male, it's time to hit up T. Come
Millennial-
on,
Be a millennial man.
Millennial
Don't
minute
do
to
that.
relationship.
yeah,
No.
the relationship minute.
The
It's
relationship.
called Get T a Man immediately. So let's jump to Alif because Alif's in the chat. I mean, this is like kind of off podcast, but in the chat, Alif seemed pretty skeptical about, love languages. Are they real? Is there any real data? This doesn't
Is love
even
real?
exist.
Are
Where's
we
the
just down the
data? Is love real? Does love exist?
According
love
to my
witchcraft.
calculations,
So, Alif, I mean, if you have love languages, if you want to list your 5, I'm gonna say go ahead. If not, let us know why you don't feel like these love languages are even real. They don't. I mean,
No,
maybe
no,
does
I-
it matter
Wait,
in
I
your
think he thinks they're
relationship?
real. I think he was just making a comparison.
yeah, just
Compatibility.
compatibility. Yeah,
Okay.
compatibility.
So-
Hard word.
So
I-
list
I
us
was-
your 5 in order.
I just like if from reading these, I feel like quality time and acts of service would be kind of neck and neck for me. I think I would prioritize acts of service over quality time.
What are some acts of
And-
service you like in your relationship, or that you would want to see your significant other, take part in?
Like working towards a common goal, whatever that may be.
Threesomes.
What?
Excuse you.
Like
You know,
working,
that's fine.
working towards some type of common goal.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Whether it be like something simple like hiking or working out, or like
Oh,
like
okay.
a long term goal like buying a house together or something like that.
Mhm.
Like that's like going through that struggle or that time. And then quality time is like what Brian said, like enjoying that person's presence. I just like enjoy that person's presence. Maybe we're not talking to each other, we're just like doing our own thing. But I guess like when we're engaged in a conversation, like I would appreciate your undivided attention. No, like, and same for me as well. I got a problem with being on the phone, but it's something I work on, and just keeping each other accountable in terms of that. And then third, it would be words of affirmation. Like to me, like it's another form of communication. Like not everyone's like great at communication, but just like trying to like make it be known through your words that I do care, and that person is trying to do the same, give you the same energy as well. Like trying to communicate with you like I do care and it does matter to me and all that stuff. And then next for me would be like physical touch, and then receiving gifts. Gifts don't really matter to me as much. I think your time and the time I spend with you through acts of service is important to me.
Okay. It seems like everyone got good Christmas gifts.
That's what I was gonna say.
Everyone is
We're
like
all
pretty,
spoiled.
yeah, like we were all just spoiled millennial kids and we got everything. But
Last time I
apparently
checked, I don't still
our
like
parents
Christmas.
thought it was a great idea to just give us gifts and not spend a quality time. They
Yeah, or
said,
talk to us.
take this gift and don't talk to me ever again.
Here's a PS3. Now get the fuck out.
Yeah.
Honestly,
parents-
on God, you know
My parents
what?
don't celebrate Christmas.
Okay.
Whoops.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Sorry.
Also, I know we're talking about love languages too, but I think for I'll go for it.
Oh no, I was just gonna ask if anyone had the same experience as me, where you had a love language and then it changed.
I think with
people
age-
do that, yeah.
I think it's always been the same relatively
Same.
for me.
I'm trying to figure out like what it is that and for anyone else whose love language changed, like I wonder what it is. Do you think it might have been the partner or maybe past relationships that made
Past
you change?
relationships, 100%.
I would say I'm about to put on my fake psychology hat with a degree I do not have.
Ooh, okay,
Fake
put it
cardigan.
on. Put it on.
They have cardigans, Chip. Put on your cardigan.
Put on your cardigan. Put it on.
Button it up to my highest button.
There you
So
go.
T is my unprofessional opinion
Okay.
that
Traumatized.
after your previous traumatic relationship, that those things that are missing from there you now crave in your upcoming relationships.
Oh
Mm-hmm.
my god,
Whoa.
you're right.
The
Whoa.
Therapist's third eye has been open.
All my
100%.
chakras have been opened from that comment.
My chakras, oh my gosh,
I'm
my
completely
chakras.
uncertified,
My
but that
chakras.
will be 3,500 for that advice.
Yes.
Yes.
No, but that's
See,
actually
he does
really
not have
really
insurance. Please Venmo Chips $3,500.
Chips, you need to start your own talk show. You need to get with Steve Harvey right now and ask him how it's done.
Chips will be the new Steve Harvey. Chips
You
Harvey.
know, with that fucking beard, that mustache.
Well, he got the beard. He got the beard going.
You know, you gotta do the mustache.
Well,
man.
really quick, because I wanted to kind of touch on this for people who are dating within different cultures.
That's exactly where I was gonna go.
Speaks, you are dating someone who is Japanese, is from Japan.
Yes.
So do you ever feel like there is maybe not so much miscommunication, but maybe you guys aren't on the same page all the time? How do you guys combat that?
That
What
is
do you
a-
do to kind of
That's exactly where that's what I was gonna say before we started talking like with T or whatever. I wanted to focus.
90-day fiance edition? Let us know.
Oh my god.
But yeah, no. So
I love you. Eh?
for this relationship, it's been the most rewarding, but it's
Mhm.
also been one of the more challenging to kind of get to like really truly understand, because a lot of people, like when you guys talk to my girlfriend, and a lot of people will say that like, oh, she doesn't really have like, she sounds like she was like maybe from here, or she speaks English really, really well, which is really like good on her, but it is her second language.
Mhm.
And sometimes that can get lost up. She talks about how, coming from Japan to here, people speak a little bit differently. When not just like obviously Japanese and English, but just like some of the sayings that we say,
The tone.
Yeah, tone, and also just like how they describe certain situations. So like they're very animated, very like more not as direct, and obviously high context versus low context.
Okay.
So high context cultures are those that communicate in ways that are implicit and rely heavily on context. In contrast, like low context, like the United States, they rely heavily on explicit verbal communication. So basically, high context is kind of like you have to read the room more. You have to kind of just read like what they're saying or how they're feeling. Versus here in like the United States, we're very much so like direct, like
Combative.
yeah, almost to an extent, So like
what is wrong with you? I need to know.
yeah, exactly.
Tell me right now.
Yeah, kind of like we want like laid out, this is what I'm talking about, while you have to kind of like sift through and just like a lot of like in the beginning she was just kind of like, you should just know, like not like the typical not the stereotype of female saying like you should just know, but like
women.
She literally meant it as like she already expected you to know.
Yes, exactly. And it's just like, okay, I can't really understand.
I'm not reading the room.
Yeah, like I'm not reading it. So it's still like
last time I checked, I don't read minds.
yeah. But as we've like grown and like also being in I think quarantine too, like for this new relationship, it feels like I just told her like because she was just here last night. I told her like it feels like we've been together a lot longer because of probably COVID and how much time we've been like but I've learned like a lot, you know, and I realized that when she's coming from like Japan versus here, there's just so much that we kind of take for granted. Certain sayings that we say, I can't think of one off the top of my head.
Straw that broke the camel's back. They're like, what?
Yeah, or something. Yeah, you know, something like that. Or
Who in the pink won the stink?
wow, wow.
Ask her if she knows that one.
Yeah, but yeah,
Make sure she knows that one.
Yes, but it's important for you like to kind of leave your ego at the door, you know, and not take those things for granted, not take sayings that we have, and like you can't get so upset or get.
So how did you overcome that then? Like when she would be like, oh, you should just know, right? I'm pretty sure the first time it was frustrating. You were just like
100%.
You were pulling your waves out of your hair, I'm guessing.
Of course.
And then as time progressed, like how did you kind of combat that? Find different ways to navigate those conversations.
I think with any relationship, time kind of, they say time heals all, but in this case, I think it's time just kind of helps you learn, you know. It's just more interaction, more understanding, more seeing that person, and kind of you're going to go through a lot of the same issues. Like I went through a lot more of the same issues because it's just more difficult when you're like communicating with somebody with different between cultures or whatever, you know. But it's like keep constantly going back. Like there's going to be a lot of the things that you guys argue with in the beginning, like keep constantly arguing with. But eventually, if you're willing to put in the work and really, really, truly to leave your ego at the door, just say, hey, this is what you're saying. I understand it. I will do my best to make sure that I work to understand it. And it also is, in order for that to happen, the other person also has to make the same constant effort, you know, to understand you, because she also understands and she's getting more used to me and how I communicate and how I am with things. And so it's a really, really rewarding, but also it's been really, really challenging. But it's like more rewarding than any relationship that I've been in.
Okay, so it seems like it's pretty much if you're in a relationship or you're kind of starting to get into a relationship, it's like continue the work because it's not going to be easy up front. And kind of what T had alluded to of it's not, I guess love languages aren't something that's based on compatibility, but based on the work ethic that you're willing to put into the relationship.
100%.
So it's not just, well, this person didn't do this. Bye, peace out. We're broken up. It's like, if I care about this person, if I truly love this person, then these are the steps I'm going to take to like make this person happy.
Leave your ego at the door.
Yeah. And then really quick, before we go through our final thoughts, I'm just going to list mine in order because I didn't list mine yet. I'm going to go with physical touch, number 1, physical touch, number 2, physical touch, number 3.
I'm hearing gifts. I'm hearing lots of gifts.
Gifts. Donations.
Money.
No, so I'd go with physical touch. I would go with words of affirmation. I'd go with quality time, and then I'd go with acts of service, and then receiving gifts last. So receiving it just because I'm picky. I don't want anyone to pick something out for me that I'm like whack. I know that is. It's really quick. It sounded like we made a joke because we were talking about like, oh, when we get older, like Father's Day, what are our kids gonna get you? I was like, just don't give me anything because if it's whack, I'm not gonna like it.
Also, just be careful around Rod. Don't make sure we give him any hugs. He's going.
These gifts are whack.
Yeah, you just gotta give him like.
I just want hugs from the homies.
I don't know, man. I feel like gonna go straight to instant orgasm.
chicken nuggets.
Well, because all 5 are touch. That's why quarantine has made me it's put me on a new level. I need hugs from the homies post quarantine. So brace yourselves. Chiz is just gonna fly back 100 yards once he gives me a hug. Okay, so closing thoughts. We could start with Alif and then go to Chibs, go to T, and then go to Speak. So Alif, give us your final thoughts on love languages, tips on relationships, maybe a quick little thing that you're going through in your relationship that you think is prevalent to what's going on.
I think use love the concept of love language as like a guidance. It's not like a rule book. It's not gonna. Don't use it to like make or break a relationship. Just, hey, this is your love language, this is mine. Like, let's see how we can work together and like fulfill each other's needs or something like that.
Okay, Chibs.
I guess my final thought is also, I just want to do a super quick question for y'all that go along. My final thought is just like dealing with a partner that has maybe like the opposite love language as you. So like if their top is your last or vice versa. So like, and how to deal with that. Cause I know the person I'm dating right now, she's really big on communication, and that's like my weakest part. So, I mean, so like, yeah, I'll have any just quick tips on how to like best go with someone when has your opposite love language.
Okay, I have a quick one. So just in terms of communication, based on the list that we're kind of going through, and we'll make a graphic that we're going to put on our Instagram for those who are listening and will be able to see this. They have some actions to take for different love languages. So for something that's, and Chibs, you said that the person you're dating was big on communication, words of affirmation.
Yeah.
So some actions to take would be sending an unexpected note or card, encourage genuinely and often. So maybe if you're not the best communicator, Chibs, one thing could be just to send an I love you text during the day. Hey, I hope that you're working really hard. I'm thinking about you. I love you. Have a great day. I feel like something small like that takes up like 30 seconds of your time goes an extremely long way. You know? So
Dr. Johnson.
There you go. I already have the cardigan on, so
Damn.
I'm sending the auras. But yeah, just I think little things like that, they go a very, very long way. So that's my opinion. I don't know. Whoever else wants to answer, go.
I'm not speaking about me in specific, but just in general, how when dealing with someone
Chibs.
that has
Blast Chibs.
Yeah.
Ask the person what they want. Like, what do you need from me? And be specific. Because like we mentioned, people can't raise. Oh my gosh, sorry, I can't think.
Uh-oh.
People can't read your mind, so it's important to be clear on exactly what you need from the other person.
Facts.
But then it's important for you as a person to be accommodating as well and understanding.
On top of that, I kind of want to add something real quick. Like, and also give that person time to like adjust to like learn your need.
That's good.
Yes. Yeah, because you can't just throw a bunch. Like if they've never been physical with someone, like in terms of hugs and kisses, you can't be like, I need this right now. Like give it to me.
Yeah, because we're talking about internalized behaviors, like learned behaviors that we've performed throughout our lifetimes. So you got to give them a reasonable amount of time to adjust.
Yeah, and also one thing that we're not even taking into account is like past traumas in relationships. What about if they were in a relationship that may have been physically abusive and you want them to automatically be physical with you and they're like not ready? You know, like there's so many things that like go into a relationship that sometimes go over our heads because we're selfishly thinking, oh, I need this, oh, I need that, without thinking like, oh, this other person has trouble with that because of X, Y, and Z. T?
I just want to mention two things. So I guess the most important thing with that is just to communicate in general with anything. It's communicating completely. And then the second thing I wanted to mention, I freaking forgot. What were we talking about?
You got it, T. We're talking about
T.
You said
T.
Oh, like the little things that you can do throughout the day. That's like kind of the last part we went on, and then we went on a tangent about understanding. Okay, we'll come back to you after Speaks. You're the last one. Closing thoughts. Any advice for those who are in a relationship? Cultural barriers. How to better understand each other.
It's gonna go ahead, T.
I remember. Sorry, I know I'm gonna forget. I think it's important to understand your love language, because if you don't know what you need from a relationship, how do you expect the other person to give you what you need?
Okay, I like that. I like that.
Yes.
Period.
So, as far as when you're communicating between different cultures, be patient. It's going to take time. Don't give up. You'll learn so much more about yourself and so much more about a different culture too. And it'll be able to really help you see things in a different perspective. And then just communicating with significant others in general. Don't think that it's going to be easy right away. Relationships are work. They are, they all take time to grow and blossom. Yeah.
I like that. I like that. So with that being said, wrapping this whole beautiful.
no. Mr. Johnson, Mr. Long, what's the?
I guess, I feel like I kind of spoke on it a little bit. Being patient, finding like special pockets to like do things with your significant other. I think if someone like Chibuzo is big on, and I'm just calling out Chibs, is big on spending quality time, like just doing something small, like setting up a picnic, going out for like coffee in the morning, like just small things like that mean a lot to people who, want to spend that quality time. So I say make the effort. And that's where I'll end it.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Like,
Excellent.
yes. So wrapping up
they
this.
learned a lot about you,
Yeah.
Paul.
Elif, any
Right.
last thoughts?
No.
Oh,
Okay.
See, so now we've all, in a sense, have dated each other because we all know each other's love
Yeah.
languages. The Millennial Minute is now like this for life.
yes.
Bonded for life.
Bonded for life.
We have officially dated.
CT, now you'll never be single again, T,
Yo.
because you have the four of us.
You have the four of us. You'll never be single. You got us now. So thank you again to everybody that is listening. We
is David
appreciate
too.
your support. Don't forget to give us a nice rating wherever you're listening to this podcast. It goes a long way. And also practice these out. Try these out. If they don't work, then hey, we're sorry. We're not licensed therapists, so you shouldn't have
blame
listened
us.
to us.
Yeah, you can't get mad at us. We are 100% abstained from any type of criticism from our opinions that you chose to follow.
Yes, but if they work out, then great.
Yeah,
And it
I feel,
if they work out, we want all the credit though.
yes, we want
Yeah.
$1,000 Venmo directly to our accounts.
Individually.
Individual.
1,000 each.
Yes.
So thank you guys once again. Signing off the Millennial Minute. Peace out.
Bye.
Bye. Peace.